exit locks, which is why I've got them on my door now. They're very good. After that, 1880 was the first Chubb lock. I think his name was Jeremiah Chubb, 82, the detector lock, and those are still very similar to the Chubb locks you have possibly in the doors now. Hopefully, you have in the doors now. And then, of course, Nine Scale patented the infallible bank lock in 1868. Now, the infallible bank lock is what most of us have on our doors now, and they're not like the toffee because how they are so easy to get around. Everybody knows how to get around. But in his day, he died and he created the lock. So, what sort of lock should you have? Well, hands up if you haven't got British Standard lock on every external door. Okay, so you don't need me, great. Okay. Go home and have a look. Look for a little kite mark. It should say BS3621 somewhere on at least one lock on every external door. If it doesn't, you might find that if you had a break-in, your insurance company wouldn't want to pay because it might just be a clause that you've got to have that. So if you need a bit of advice, grab one of the business cards and give me a call. People say, how do you get into locks? Well, I'm not going to tell you. It's something you just learn and learn and learn. They'll keep creating new locks and then thieves come up with new ways to get around them. Excuse me. Oh. Sorry, don't rotate this one. It's sputtering through effect. The locks you have denote your security. It's like anything else. You make it hard for a potential thief to break into your home. In the same way you park a car over the street now, you put a crook lock on it or whatever, it just pushes the thief, who by definition is going to be lazy, because they are lazy people. They'll find upstanding working people like us who would be thieves. But they are lazy, and it's generally the drugs that people go on the thing, let's face it. Now we're very lucky in Haven because we have a very safe environment in which to live. Please do a very difficult job, I think we do very well here. And if you look at the Met website, you'll see that in Haven, the crime figures in the year to 2000.
Can't afford anything else.
Thanks for mentioning it. If you look on the Met website, you'll see that the crime figures for Haven in the year to May 2008 are down by 6%, which is pretty flipping good. Then you scan down, and then you see that residential burglary is up 3%, which is not good. There isn't a huge crime lately, but every now and then there is a little bit. There's been a fair bit of activity around in Gaines Park areas, I'm sure you know. People kicking indoors and pulling knocks. They've actually been arrested. There are two chaps who've been arrested recently, both of whom were tagged, ironically. So hopefully things will recover.
That's why things might not get what you say.
Excuse me, what else? Now, I hope you were all listening to the history bit, because I'm going to be asking questions in a minute. Seriously though, if anybody wants to have a chat afterwards about security, by all means do. Police offer a crime, will have a crime prevention team. Daphne Green, David Harvey, others. I know them quite well for professional reasons, not because I get arrested. And they are pretty stretched, because we all know that police are pushed paperwork-wise, and they're not really don't have the time now to give as much advice as they used to. They will still provide you with information back, which advises you on things to look for, like some pyrocanthus. Brilliant barrier, and it's not the thing you want to clamber over, it's just a deterrent. They're not able to recommend a locksmith, they're not able to recommend anything because they can't see referring or recommending anything, possibly because I don't do Google suppose. But if you want to choose a locksmith, you might be looking at the yellow pages, and there are lots and lots of locksmiths there. But things to look for perhaps are, do they have public liability insurance? Most contracts, if you have contract work, they will want to have £1 or £2 million, but not £5 million because of the contract owners which was interesting. Let's get the public liability insurance. Once you've got that, you've got that. I want to improve this for age concern. I'm a member, management committee member of the Havery Neighbourhood Watch Association. And all these things I don't do to read into things, it's because I'm genuinely interested in the welfare of people. And these things do involve police checks and the rest of it. So when you are looking for locksmith, if you are going to seek advice, well, ideally ask a neighbour. If a neighbour can say, oh, I had Fred Locks do my locks a while ago and it's been great, that's going to be the best recommendation. Go through the yellow pages and I'll be careful what I say because anybody can find out where the yellow pages says put it that way. If someone's a member of the Avon Chamber of Commerce industry, if they're a member of one of the associations, and there is actually one corky, which there are about 3 associations you can be involved with. If someone's in one of those, they would have been checked out. The exception being the Guild of Locksmiths, which appears to be defunct, and they're still using their logo in their adverts, which makes me wonder quite how well they're being checked out. That's another story. There is no corky equivalent in locksmithing. So I did get advice from a friend or a neighbour. The police can't tell you who to use, but they might sort of suggest one or two you might not want to put it that way. I need a little water break. Anyone like to ask a question? Because I'm rambling on here, and I had lots of things I wanted to say to you, but I'm sort of boring, so I'm too lazy. So, yes, sir.
Some time ago there was a policy about the typical locking mechanism on patio walls. Are they overcome that problem? Because they said it's far more typical double glazed wall. They said this sort of bolt that shoots up top and bottom wasn't infallible. That's made up to me. That's true.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the question. Yeah, they're called multi-point locking mechanisms, and well, I've got PVC back to them, but multi-point got PVC back to them, and as you lift the handle, various bolts of course will fire about. All well and good, providing you remember to turn the key. So if you don't turn the key and lifting the handle, the mechanism is ineffectual, which is all hacked down again and you go. There are various models of those, and the ones you're talking about, there are an awful lot of those at the lower end of the range, shall we say, there are an awful lot of those which have got inherent faults. But unless you knew what you were looking at, you wouldn't actually know what it was. That's why I come. With the cylinder, it's called a Euro cylinder, which all PVC doors have. There's an equivalent, this is called a Euro lock, there's a European equivalent of BS360, which is CE4, which means it's an anti-peak lock, it means it's an anti-dual lock, and it's got hardly pins, it's got 6 pins, not 5. If you're going to change a lock, so if you've never moved house and you don't know who's got keys to your house, I suggest you think about changing locks just so you know only you've got keys to your house. Specify you've got CEN4 cylinders fitted to PVC doors. Go back to the point, no, they've never overcome it because there are so many of them, and unless we've actually changed out the mechanism on the door, which is not cheap, I think, the problem is still there. Anybody else like to throw something at this?
Have you ever come across a lock that you can't actually undo?
Yes, I've got 2 of them. I've got a Brammer lock on my front door, and I've got a Bannon lock on my front door, and I can't get either.
That's just to keep you quiet.
Well, yeah. No, I moved it. There are, every now and then there will be a lock that seizes. I've been defeated by a 3-lever lock, and it's sort of the thing you have on your shed. And if the thing seizes, when it gets to it, you will not pick it. You then have to bludgeon it basically, and there's ways around it. There are locks you just can't pick because they are so odd. If something goes faulty, you have to resort to drilling, which is obviously it's a bit of a cop-out, you feel like you failed. Occasionally there are no options other than to drill and destroy a lock. So yeah, there are locks that defeat us all the time. But it's a rarity. So.
Are you into getting into cars, or is that outside your sphere?
I can get into cars, and I don't do it because it's so easy to get a phone call from someone at Lakeside saying I've left my keys in a store somewhere. Very difficult to prove that Fred Bloggs is the owner of the very nice car he wants to open. So yeah, I have got the knowledge, I have got the key, I tend not to do it. When I'm called to a lockout at a house, I do say to people, and I've locked up a disclaimer, which is now adopted by the National Network of Group Locksmiths, saying once this door is opened, I will need to see 2 forms of ID, photographic ID, otherwise I will call the police, and I make customer sign it. And when I tell people that over the phone, I have a few people that just say, oh, don't worry. So you could say I called them bluff, or it could just be the line got disconnected, I don't know. But I told them to be aiding and abetting, well, it's a criminal act. So, you know, if I say, right, I need to see your passport and your gas bill, and you full name is John Bobbins, and I know that from the outset, then it might cover myself. I've got to make sure I don't do anything to jeopardise my liability insurance or indeed my membership of the national network, because without that, I've really got nothing to do. Anybody else?
Hi. With criminals being lazy, as you say, do they not attempt to pick a lot? Do they just force their way in rather than attempting to pick?
They will go for the easiest option, but there are so many that are so easy to own. You know, I spoke about Linus Yale's infallible bank lock. Well, the thieves teach their kids how to do it. You know, we've all seen it on TV where someone's got the credit card, or they've got the nail file, or they've got the paper. It's not quite that simple, but frankly, it's not far off it. They go with basic bits of kit, and you'll probably know that HBI housebreaking, that you can actually get arrested for walking down the street with certain bits of kit that could be construed as being going prepared to break into somewhere. But because a lot of these things are clearly household items, you can argue, right, always carry
It used to be called a Lloyd, didn't it? Short for celluloid.
That's it.
Push it
Yes, yeah. There's mica, which is like a very thin. I mean, they show a credit card. I don't know a credit card would actually work. But some locks are poorly fitted as well. And going back to my friend's point about the multi-point locks, some of them are so badly fitted they don't necessarily engage properly. If one of the nuts isn't properly engaged, you will, with a little glance, you know where to attack. Trip the whole block. That's all like 4 or 5 points going to one hit. Any more, or shall I shut up? I don't want to ramble on.
Can I have another one?
Yeah.
I'll be greedy.
Okay, just
The British Standard 5 legal option is in the chart.
yes.
What makes it so good, and why should she have a lot of it? I don't know if you said particularly here in Scotland. What makes the insurance companies stipulate that? What makes it really good as far as being anti-burglar?
Right, that's a good question actually. The British Standard 361 came into being in 1980. It was upgraded in 1998. It was a great upgrade in 2004, and it's now we're reaching the 2007 criteria. It has anti-pick mechanisms in it. If you actually look, if you've got a chart lock, then you'll see there's a little collar around the top of the keylock, which prevents anything being inserted into the lock. There are ways around it, of course, which takes a lot more time. The bolt on the chart lock has 2 rollers. If you look onto it, it's got 2 rollers. So if you try to saw through it, the rollers take the strain, the bolt doesn't. And also the end, the common and the units of pressure is, but the thing is resistant to being jammed back. Of course, the back plate for a chart lock is a box as opposed to just a flush plate. So for all the ordinary ways around an ordinary mortise lock, a chart lock, a leg, nail, all sorts of things, they all meet these various criteria, and the insurance companies think it's the time factor. Watch your pattern about number 28. There's a chance someone will see you. There's number 26. I have a 2-bolt lock within 2 seconds. So it's nothing is guaranteed, of course. That, you know, give me enough time, I say that the country's going to be taken. If you have an infinite amount of time, people will be compromised. But generally, I think his big concern is, am I going to get caught? He's not worried about what damage it causes. If you had to get to your house, you'd think, I don't really want to trample on the rosebed there, and I don't want to knock over Captain Monty when I get in there. But he doesn't get the monkeys, he just doesn't want to get caught. So it's whatever creates him the most delayed. But it's generally a chat. Any more for any more? I'm just conscious that I ramble on. I think I've pretty much finished it.
Tell him maybe you locked yourself out.
Yes, I'll tell you, my friend Lou here, he's a great locksmith. Well, he knows someone who is.
I see.
Yeah. I went out without my key.
Oh.
So I came back, couldn't get in.
So
Lou,
right.
I had to do it. I don't know how to do it, but my son-in-law did that. We ring him up. Came round, he gets out a gadget, he puts it through the letterbox, ups out, pulls the lever down, and opens the door. Simple as that.
10 seconds.
Don't watch it.
That's right. Right, I'll be taking notes, people. Yeah.
Case comes up Monday, yeah.
That's a case in point. Letterboxes leave your door very, very vulnerable. And of course, the old coat hanger is one of the easiest things to conceal, hold it up in your inside pocket, but one of the easiest things to use if you have a lock with a fairly accessible handle. There are bits of kit you can buy whereby any sort of inside access will get you into the door. So you have to bear in mind, if you are going to leave keys, I've a little bit talking about keys, let's say about keys. Where is there a safe place to leave a key? Answer is with a neighbour. Bill Sykes knows every single hiding place for a key. Every single one. You think you thought of it. I mean, you can now buy imitation rocks. One of my customers did that. Didn't tell the husband. He decided to rearrange the rock, slung it away. But if you see a rockery, now, well, I tend to look and you can actually spot them. If you know that people have these, a bit like these baked bean cans, you know, that's where you hide your valuables. But if your house gets done, they look in the kitchen with baked bean cans now because everybody knows to live the life. So all these things, it's the bigger mousetrap thing that goes on and on and on. If you are going to hide keys anywhere, only please leave with a neighbour. Because I'm involved in neighbourhood watch, they will reciprocate, and I think that's a really important thing. If you hide it in the gutter by the shed, if you hide it under the dustbin, under a flower pot, people still do it, believe it or not. They will know.
What if your neighbour's name is Bill Sykes?
Yeah, don't move. I think all these things, you know, they talk about, and certainly the police advice at the moment is if you have multiple locking, is once you lift the handle, turn the key, and move it. And when this first was going out, and I think it started pushing it out on Link FM locally, I was on the phone to that people and said, "Will you do this? You've done it, you know. Will you do this? Tell people to make sure the family knows where the key is, because God forbid you have a fire. Your house is secure, you don't want to be there when that smoke alarms get beep, 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 and you can't get out the flipping door." So they've now reworded that advert so that everybody knows in the house that you have got a key taped to the back of the drawer or something in the hallway, whatever it's going to be. All these things, however much money you want to spend on your security, it's got to be usable. I've got a video at home, I've got a DVD thing, but I've got a video at home, and I still can't program the wrong thing. I haven't got a clue. I like to think of quite minded. And that tends to apply to most things. If you keep it simple, you and your family will use it. If you come to know the background, to undo it and undo it and do it and undo it, you tend to get lazy with it, you tend to ignore it, and think, oh, we'll be all right. And that's when things go wrong. Yesterday, third time this month, I was going to a customer's house. She's brought a safe. She's brought the dial combination safe. Brilliant bit of kit. Cannot open it. She knows the number, but she cannot remember, depending on what it's a chap number. So you start off by doing 4 rotations clockwise, so I keep doing this. You stop on the first number, you do 3 the other way, you stop on the second number, and all the rest of it. Rather than start going clockwise and relative to the same, you'll get it open. Cannot do it. So she's now saying, oh, that's actually she's figuring things out. She's going to trust it so on eBay, and now I'm going to have to get her pictures, which is great. But what a waste of time. She's saying, well, I don't put anything in it now, because I'm just scared about it. The other thing, this is it. I've got disabled mum, I've got my disabled mum, and she's now got CCTV and then she phone all the rest of it. Not everyone's got stuff. So a lot of people got these key safes. And one of the carers that comes around to see mum said, well, a lot of people have these key safes, they're really good. Some are, some aren't. Pay peanuts, you'll get later on too. You know, that is the weakest link in your chain of security. So you're going to have a key safe, make sure it's a good quality one. If you're going to go down to B&Q or something like that, buy a master, brand name is master. You won't get anything out of this, but it's good money, and it's not old rubbish. But apparently some people actually write the number on the side. Because they've got elderly relatives who can't necessarily say, oh, no, that's the flower, it's just mad, isn't it? There we go. think I have drone on enough, but
We've got one more.
ask away, please.
I've got the old shack.
Have you? Brilliant.
With a key, but it's got two dirty great big tubular steel, solid
Yes.
steel things when you turn the key. Is that a good one or not?
Chapman Mill, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Nothing in it.
Yeah.
I've got a plastic front door, but it's the top, when you turn the key, in fact 6 bars go up on the whole length of the door to hold the thing together. Are they?
That is a multi-point lock. Are they very small rollers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's sometimes called mushrooms, and sometimes called rollers. They are all dependent on you remembering to turn that key.
Yeah, fine. If you do turn it, that's a reasonable deterrent. Is it a reasonable deterrent?
It is. Without looking at it, I wouldn't be able to say how old is the door.
Well, the door's probably 10, 12 years old at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is
Is it an Everest?
They're out of
I beg
fashion.
pardon?
Is it an Everest?
No.
Right, okay.
Done by the wasn't on Everest, no.
You got it from the duck.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, Rob.
Everest did a lot of those a long time ago, and if it's that standard, then it would be very good. Everest is in Rolls Royce windows, these sort of people. The thing to think about is, over the years, have you left a key with an estate agent, with a builder, those sorts of things. You know, when you've had your locks a long time, you have to think, you probably know who's got keys, not been done.
Yeah, right.
There we go. The thing is, if you're going to lock it and turn the key, take the key out, that's fine. Don't take the key out, because you can't do it from the outside.
No. I'm in the habit of leaving the key in the door when I'm inside. That's a fire measure.
Yeah. Do you have a letterbox on the door?
I beg your pardon?
Do you have a letterbox on the door?
I do.
Take the key out. Because if you can open the letterbox and push a mirror through to see what that key is, you can get in. So if you take the key out, stick it in the drawer, stick it out of sight of that door.
I tend to leave it there for security because if there's a fire, there's not everybody can get out because
Exactly right, exactly right. What I would say is get another key, put it in a big envelope, put it in a drawer which everybody knows. So even in the dark with your eyes shut and places full of smoke, you can find that envelope and open that door. My suggestion. Any more for anyone?
Is this something that everybody is interested in, a scam on getting back to car crime and cars being stolen? A friend of mine indicated she doesn't feel Mercedes stolen, but there was no reason why she wasn't stolen. It's just last week they contacted and said it's turned up in Hong Kong. John said, how was third? They steal it. Latest technology. He said, well, the latest scam is there's a gang with a forger who can forge the car documents. And they target the car documents. They forge the documents very well. Then one of them gets on a plane to Germany, reporting to be on business, smart certain agreements, goes to the Mercedes dealers, says, what can you do for me? I'm on business over here, I've lost my car. Well, sir, we can't do anything for you. We need the all the documentation of the car, Russian passport. Oh, well, I do have to help that. As she does. Okay, so within 3 days you'll have a set of keys. The keys back to England. You can say it's a crime.
Well, they were telling on the television the other day that if they want a particular car, first of all they will take a picture of that car from the driving behind. From there they get the documents from the VVLA, giving the details. Then they go to the Mercedes garage and they get a photo.
That's really all.
Thank you, Schubert.
Those sort of people.
No, you want to nick yours, don't they?
I'd say that things are lazy, they're obviously very also, very average, but that is quite a scam, isn't it?
While we're talking about other things, I know I've been burgled once, a long while ago, and the insurance company came down initially and said, you know, you've got all these special locks on the doors and the windows, all the fancy bits and pieces. So I went out, spent fortunes on all these fancy bits and pieces. I came along with a crowbar, put it down the side, and put the frame straight out. And it also gave him a big enough hole to jump out when I grabbed hold of it, because I caught it in the house. When I grabbed it, it gave him a big enough hole to jump out through. And I couldn't get out through.
Just about getting hit it.
Oh, I got that. Oh, yeah.
Okay, Mr. President, are there one last question?
No.
Okay, thank you very much.
You have been locked out of your own home.
No.
Smart.
But if I were, I would go to my neighbours and say,
Get the kid.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Vote
much.
thanks.
Yes, Mr. President, fellow guests. I think Norman captured right at the end, really, and put his finger exactly on the problem, which is you've got to be able to code it all. I mean, fancy putting all those locks on and not actually being on a swimming programme quick enough to get up with it. So you can't always predict things like that can happen when you fit all these wonderful locks. I personally feel that it made us all feel very itchy and vulnerable now, and good for business, of course. Yeah, we've got your car, we'll take it away, and really go back home and give the wife a hiding, leave the keys in the wrong place and all that. And I'll chuck all the empty flower pots out with the dustbin, and all those bits of rock in the garden are going to have to go. I'll tell her that, even though she bought some back from Scotland recently, and I grumbled because isn't that covered food? And in fact, it's nice in the garden, and she's quite right. In fact, I thought, well, she could tea under one of those sooner or later. So, I'm quite right. Lots and lots of tips. Thank you very much. And I'm sure the chaps have had a fantastically fulfilling talk from you. Very interesting indeed. And I would do no more than ask everybody to respond in the future.